Okay, so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to go through a couple things tonight, especially the testing that's going on. You need to understand all this stuff, and then once we move from there, we'll be done. It's mostly done in PowerPoint. If you have any questions, my chat box is open, and we can, basically get everything taken care of. I'm going to start sharing my screen right now. And you should see the wonderful PowerPoint that I made. Can somebody turn on your mic and tell me that you see the PowerPoint?
I see it.
Yeah, we
Great.
see it.
All right. There's 70 slides. A lot of them are real quick and simple. But what you need to understand right now is that, hold on, let me see something real quick. Stop sharing. Share again, share the screen, put up screen 2. Okay. Here is the bottom line, that in everything that we're going to do right now, everything is revisable as long as you stay within the parameters I'm going to give you. You want to post early. So this week we're going to be doing descriptives and frequencies, which means you need to, as soon as you post, not as soon as you post, but if you post it tonight, if you've got it down and you post it tonight, tomorrow morning at about 6:15ish, I will be checking all homework that's available, anything that's in there. Whenever you post, you can almost be sure that either in the evening or for sure the next morning that I'm going to revise it. Okay. Check often. If you put something in there and it's 2 days away and it's not done, feel free to text me. Don't email me. Okay. I don't get emails well, guys. I got to keep saying this because I get emails and I don't understand why. If you don't own a cell phone, you got to let me know. Then I understand. But if you own a cell phone, I need you to text me because I can do stuff in real time. It's not, I have to get to my computer to do everything. I can do everything, almost any question you ask, I can ask you that and give you that information through a text message or a phone call if I'm driving. Like tomorrow night, if you call me between the hours of 2 and probably 5, I'm driving on the road. I am physically on the road. If you text me during that time, expect to get a phone call. I'll leave a message if you have a voicemail. Hey, I'm driving, call me back. I'll be in the car till 5. We can talk, yada, yada, yada. Okay, I can't check a lot of text messages and text back, but I can make a quick phone call and fix your problem. And some of you have done that, and that's just fantastic. It takes just a couple minutes to get you back on track and going, and that's the whole idea. Keep you on track, keep you moving toward the end and getting everything done. When you post like the descriptives and frequencies homework this week, I need you to put your name in there. So if you put assignment blank, assignment X, and then put your first name or your last name, I don't care which one you do. What it does is that I have 65 students that I'm editing papers. And if I don't have your name, then I've got to go back and save it and figure out what your name is and make sure it's the right name and everything else. If your name's already in there, when I send it back to you, it's going to say Jeff after it, not Dr. Jeff, just Jeff. So if your name is, let's say your name is John, okay? It's going to be assignment, whatever, John, then Jeff. And then when you send it back to me, you put John after Jeff. So it just goes back and forth. It's not number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, assignment, whatever. And the names just keep adding at the end until it's done. Okay? So you turn it in tonight and I send the revisions back tomorrow. Okay? Those revisions have to be done by Sunday night. So if you turn it back in and you still mess up, I'm going to revise it. I'm going to give it back to you till you do it right. Okay? Once Friday hits at noonish, until Sunday, 11:59 on Saturday, it's a hit and miss based on my schedule. because you've had all these days to get this done after class, and you waited till Friday. Generally, Saturday morning at 5 o'clock, I'm at the coffee shop. I'm working. I got a couple hours to get stuff in, so you probably get something back Friday on Saturday morning. Sunday morning, it's a question mark because I go to church and I may not be able to get up early. I may have to do some stuff with my dad, whatever. There's other things that are going on. But if you turn it in after 11:59 on Sunday night, on Saturday night, on Sunday, if you post it, I won't grade it because it's past the revision time. You get a grade. There's no going back and fixing the grade or doing anything else because you waited till the last minute to turn it in, and you got all this chance to use me and get it revised and get it back and get it done. I have a lot of people get smart and do it tonight, tomorrow. They get it back on, let's say, Wednesday morning or Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. They do the revisions, it's done, and they get their score, and they're done for the week. It's not that hard. Okay, I expect you to make mistakes, but I expect you to do the edits and get it done and get the A. Then you're doing it right, and you should, by that time, understand how to do it right. Okay, so Friday to Sunday is a crapshoot. If something happens and I'm not available from Friday to Sunday, bottom line is that that's the end of the story. You get no revision. So from Friday at noon until Sunday night, there's a chance that you might not get a revision. I'm sorry, Friday night to Friday at noon till Saturday night, 11:59. There's a chance you may not get it. If you turn your work in on Sunday, you get a grade, guys. If you don't do the edit, your grade gets changed to the appropriate grade. Period. I'm giving you so much leeway to fix your work. So if I give it back to you on Wednesday and you don't turn it in until Sunday, whatever your grade is grade is. That's it. Okay? If you don't follow the rules exactly, your grade drops. Everything that you're going to do from this point forward is standardized. So you do exactly as I say. When I say to do it, you get a great grade. If you decide to reinvent the wheel, you're going to get your edits back. If you can't figure it out, you get a grade. So like some people in my other class, turn their stuff in on Sunday. I said, I'll give you back your edits, but you don't get to repost. You wait till last minute. You shouldn't have waited till last minute. You got to learn to do your homework early. Get it done, get it out of the way, and do your revisions and be done. Okay? So that's it for that. But please put your name in there. It makes it so much faster for me to get it back to you, and we can go back and forth on a much higher level. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. Okay? Part of what you're doing, and next week we're going to talk a little bit about the IRB process, and that's basically what your final is. I'm sorry, no, this is one class. To change my mind. All the stats, all of our stats in the class. Understand that this needs to be a part of your weekly review. The stuff that we're talking about in here must be included in your weekly review. So listening to the video and redoing stuff and taking notes while we're doing this is real important. If you take notes now, you can just add it to your weekly review. And at the top, it says Jeff's class, Dr. Jeff's class, and right underneath it, all the stuff we talk about. Okay? So understanding this week as it is, okay, we're talking about a little bit of last week, and we're moving into doing our first test, our first write-up, okay? Understanding that research methods wise, there's qualitative and quantitative methods, which is what you're probably going to use in your capstone. And again, a lot of times I'm going to talk a lot about your capstone, okay? Because this is a portion of your capstone. After you're done physically doing your literature review and you've chosen your methodology and have done your methodology section, you're going to either be running statistics or you're going to be using qualitative methods. I'm not going to go over this because you need to read this on your own, but the biggest thing is quantitative methods are numbers. You're going to be doing this. A lot of the statistics we're doing in this class. That's why this class is so important for you guys. Okay, qualitative methods are interviews. Could be a case study, which I would never let you do a case study. It's too intense for 15 weeks, okay? But a lot of times it's going to be, you're going to get 10 to 11 people, and you're going to ask them questions, and you're going to dig deep into what their real feelings are about a topic and their experience. On the quantitative side, we've all done quantitative all of our life. Every time that you sign up for the doctor's office, or you sign up for your classes, or you sign up for anything, you're doing qualitative. When you do the evaluations at the end, those are mostly quantitative studies. They're more of a mixed method because they're going to ask you Likert scale questions 1 through 5. How was your professor 1 through 5? And 1 being dislike, 5 being like, and everything else in between. You'll see here performance, attitude, observational, and census data. Okay, you're going to use statistical analysis. So you're going to build basically a survey, okay, of questions that are going to be asked basically, and you'll see the word on the qualitative side where it says themes. You also have themes in your quantitative, okay? So let's say you have a quantitative study. You're writing your questions to answer the themes, okay? So if I'm asking about burnout or something like that, and I'll use that burnout a lot, okay? I'll use burnout a lot as a thing, because I know a lot. It's easy to understand. So burnout has 3 themes, and I'm just gonna do one of them. One of them is depersonalization, and depersonalization means I don't like my teachers. I don't like during this semester. I don't like my teachers. I don't like the students in my class. I don't like anybody. It's a very negative question, okay? But it goes to a theme. So I'm going to think of my theme first, and then I'm going to ask questions to answer the theme. Now, when you do qualitative, you flip the script, okay? Script being a pun because you're doing an interview, okay? You flip the script and you change it to, I'm going to ask questions and I'm going to gain my themes afterwards based on what they say. Both of them are very, very, very viable ways of getting information. The quantitative most time is not as personal and doesn't dig as deep into a difference of that going in the qualitative when I can ask you interview questions. So think of it this way. When you walk in the office and you're going for a job, you fill out the application. The application is really your quantitative side. Age, race, gender, all those things are all part of quantitative methods. They're going to ask you, do you have, can you work in the country? Yes or no? All those questions are all quantitative based. The qualitative side would be, why would you want this? If I was going to ask you an interview question, why would you want this job? And I'm looking for your thing. What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? Those are questions that I'm going to dig deep and really try to pull out what I really need out of everything. Okay, so that's qualitative one. Mixed method is when you take a little bit of both. Excuse me. So I can ask some basic survey questions like 1 to 5, 1 to 5, 1 to 5, and then I can turn around and on the backside I can do some open-ended questions. And you see that a lot. Like again in your evaluations. What did you like about this class? And you write about it. That is still a qualitative method, but it's actually when you put it with the quantitative, it also is it makes it a mixed method. So a lot of times when evaluations are done especially for teachers or pretty much anybody, they'll ask you those quantitative questions. Did you like the class? Did you do this? Did you do that? And there'll be one section at the top where they say, well, they didn't like the class and they didn't get any information. And then in the qualitative, they'll turn around and go, well, I really enjoyed the class and the professor was helpful and blah, 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 blah. So they sometimes don't meet, okay? So that's one of the problems with doing a mixed method, okay? The definition of statistics, okay? It's a branch of mathematics that deals with the analysis and interpretation